What's
Yes,
up?
sir.
We
Yes,
are
sir.
back, and we are
Yes,
about to
sir.
watch the Alabama and Tennessee game, second half,
Live in
live,
effect, baby. Let's go.
live. So let's get it on the screen. Let's see. All right, we will be in the
Look at you in
background.
control. Look at you.
Yes, I have learned how to use this. Yes, sir.
Look at this here.
Y'all will still probably be able to hear us, but you probably won't see us on screen, so you can enjoy the game. Let's get this started.
I wanna I wanna make it.
Alright,
I can't make it no bigger.
we go over here.
Watch
Live.
live. We live, live, live.
Live. Don't do this to
I
me,
moved
computer.
to Wisconsin
Oh,
just last year. I decided to get a bike
I don't
because a
hear
car was too
anything.
I don't
expensive.
know.
We
You,
Without
both
seeing
worked
it,
at
without
Chick-fil-A.
seeing it,
She
I
worked
heard it.
work
I
every
heard.
day. And
oh,
then
thank
winter
you.
hit,
Okay.
and that
The
was pretty rough.
did I see
So there was
Clemson
a holiday raffle,
uh
and they were giving away a
losing
car there. Her name got
27-17, something
called,
like
and I
that?
was like,
I mean, you really
she
want to talk
decided to give
about
the
it?
car to
I
me.
mean,
I mean,
I mean,
It feels like
I
a brand
mean,
new
it's just, I
family.
mean,
Helping you or just like any of my
things have
coworkers
happened.
always brings joy. It's
You
crazy
know,
to say like I gave my
things
best
definitely
friend
has
a car.
happened.
With
You
DirecTV
know,
Stream, I can get
so
live TV and on
I
demand.
mean, I don't know what happened with
Watch
Clemson. You know, once they
Serena
lost
Williams,
Trevor and
Wonder
Deshaun,
Woman.
and
Serena Wonder Woman. Serena
sometimes it
Wonder
does to the
Woman.
players. You know,
yeah.
sometimes it's the players. But we are here live, and before this game comes back from halftime, I'm gonna let all you people know who play fantasy what is going on this weekend for week
Yes,
7.
yes.
We picture the student athlete,
Everything you need to know for
For
week
the
7.
hit,
Players
the
expected
catch,
to play
the run.
this Sunday
But it's time
include
we picture them
Tyreek
for
Hill,
more.
Travis
The
Kelsey,
flag bearer,
Antonio
the
Gibson,
flag.
Terry
Kennedy hosts the game of
McLaurin,
fill-ins
Dallas
and
Goldert,
villains. You
Chase
pronounce it.
Edmonds, Danny
It's
Amendola, Sony
weekdays at
Michelle,
4:30
DeAndre
on
Swift,
Buzzer.
Damian Williams, Quentin Nelson, and Jimmy Garoppolo is back.
I require seasoned
Man, my
adventurers.
running back is
Come on,
out.
think you like this?
Is out.
He needs your help.
Players out Sunday include
It has
Antonio Brown, Devontae Davis, Rob Gronkowski, Richard Sherman,
This is real.
Saquon Barkley, Kenny Galladay,
We work on
Kadarius
an
Toney,
alternative
Christian
revenue
McCaffrey, Terrence Marshall, Latavius Murray, Sammy Watkins, Curtis Samuels, Taylor Lewan, Jimmy Graham, Trey Lance, and T.Y. Hilton.
Dang,
All those
T.Y.
things
Hilton.
right now.
T.Y. Hilton not long came back, right?
Yeah, he stay out. He stay out. He another Christian McCaffrey, Saquon
These 3
Barkley.
suitcases for less than $40.
You know them
And
people.
shipping is always free.
Yeah.
Go to
Yeah, them people that stay
dealdash.com
in.
right now and see how much you can save.
Somebody blow on that. Ooh, my shoulder go out. You know.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Subway.
I ain't saying that against them. Here we
Alabama
are.
and
We're
Bryce Young
back.
were down 14-7
Alabama.
after one quarter. They've
Let's
got
go.
14
We got
unanswered.
time for
Tennessee.
all
And the
this
Crimson Tide up by
nonsense that's been
7,
going
having won
on.
32 straight against the SEC
Go.
East and 14
I don't know
straight
whether to
against
start
Tennessee.
Jimmy
But the
Garoppolo or
balls are
Sam
hanging around.
Darnold, man.
The Vols have
Shoot.
done a really good job so far
Is
taking
it full
advantage of
screen on
Bama
your side?
mistakes, but Bama also left some
Nah.
opportunities on the field. You would expect them to come out in the second half.
There's like a
Continue to play at a
border.
really high level through
Yeah.
the air.
Okay. Yeah,
There's
that's
Whether or
fine.
not
border
they can
at the top,
establish a
at the
little bit
top
more
bottom.
dominance on the ground.
Yeah, I see it on the side. Because I was
Jordan
watching
Wilson
the
to
full
kick
screen
for
on the other
Tennessee
side.
to open the
I came
second
back over
half.
here. Okay. That's okay.
And Alabama will have it first. Our first half stats
Oh,
brought
boy,
to
they've
you
been
by
stressing me out this
PlayStation. What
game. Boy,
stands
they've been
out?
stressing
And the biggest one is the
Ow.
Alabama third downs. I
Ooh,
mean,
they've
there
been
have been
stressing
several
me
examples
out.
in which Tennessee's gotten Alabama
You know what?
behind the
It
sticks
started
or
giving
get
me
them in a
Texas
situation
A&M
where they
teams,
might
and
be
I
able
was
to get
like,
that defense off the field.
That's what
And
these
Bryce
sports
Young
teams
has
do.
been sensational on third down. Very accurate, very
That's
decisive,
oh,
taking
yeah.
advantage
That's
of
the
what the
life of a
defense is doing
sports
today.
fan.
So considering the last
When
2
your
weeks
team
for
stress you
Alabama
out.
and this first half, what is Alabama right now?
They are extremely difficult to defend,
Man,
and they
I
really
need
are. They
Gronk
can run
back,
the ball with a
man.
lot of efficiency. They can throw the ball with unbelievable efficiency with one of the
And I
best
got
quarterbacks in
I
college
got
football.
Kareem Hunt
Now I
jacked up.
think what they really need to do is don't make
Heel
mistakes in the red zone
out.
because they really played a fantastic first half
I
of
can't
football
see
for the most part.
Pirates comment. over here.
Young
Oh, it's
to
probably because he's
Robinson
on
out of the
Facebook.
backfield, and he goes down. Katie
But I can
talked
see
to
him
Josh
on my
Heupel.
Facebook. On my
Biden, his
phone.
concerns were more on the offensive side. He said the time of possession disparity is clearly an issue.
You
He doesn't feel like
you
his
broadcasting
offense
to
is getting
Facebook?
first downs on a consistent
Yeah, I'm
basis. They're not
broadcasting to
converting
Facebook and
on short
to,
yardage situations. He wants to
YouTube.
see his team run
Yes.
the ball more efficiently.
What
And then
you
he said, of
mean?
course, we got to clean it up on
If I had
Tuesdays.
known your Twitch
Josh
information,
Heupel
I
sounds a little bit
would
like you
streamed
talking
over
about
there
third down
too.
conversions.
Oh,
It's tough.
why
When
you
you have
ain't
a
say nothing?
quarterback that says
I
dial
ain't
in as
think
Bryce
about
Young.
it.
It's
Since
really
just
tough on
then,
third
I was
down.
like, oh, boy, they do be on Twitch.
Robinson.
Let's get it.
Third down for
Yes,
Alabama. They've
let's
got to get
get
to
it.
the 36-yard line on this opening drive.
Tennessee
for the
messed up
second
not
half.
scoring that before the half.
See, right there,
They
second
messed
and
up.
long, trying to
but that's-
commit to
that's
that
okay.
run game.
I know.
2-to-1 time of
I
possession.
love
A
it.
big back
I
like
know.
Brian Robinson, him
I'm all
continuing
here
to pound
for
it
it.
downhill
Oh,
will
did
eventually
you
take
see
its
what was on
toll.
that time clock
So
back
expect
there?
Alabama to really commit to the run here in the
Mm-mm.
second half with their
Why
big
if we
physical
36
running backs.
though?
That Chick-fil-A sign on that
Bryce Young
time
with a
clock
word
back
for
there.
him after the motion from the
See,
outside for
Chick-fil-A be having
Robinson.
this thing going on during the college football
Alabama
season
7 for 9 on
that if
third
you
down.
score in their end zone, I get a
Young
free chicken sandwich.
shimmies out of the pocket.
Look at him running,
I
running.
believe.
Gets around
Right,
But that boy-
quickly and turns
that
it
boy look like
outside,
that boy
going
like
across
Mahomes.
his body.
Running slow in
And
the
it will be
sand.
fourth down. Byron Young with the pressure toward the sideline. And for Tim Banks, a former Penn State
4th and 6.
defensive coordinator, that's
Somebody
exactly
watching
what
this
he
too.
needed.
Probably
Yeah,
fine.
great start there for Tim Banks in this
But see, I can
Tennessee
only see his
defense. You
comments
force a
on my
negative
Let me go.
play
phone.
I
on
might as well
first
add
and
it. Let me
10.
go
You
here and
rally
watch.
up on second and long to force a third and long. And then you do a great job of covering down on the back end, and then you're smart in your
Yeah.
pursuit. There were a couple times in which Bryce Young extended drives with his legs. That time they did a better job containing the
kicking off?
quarterback and forcing
We
the
did-
incompletion.
What is this?
First 3 and
What do you
out
mean?
tonight for
Oh
Alabama.
yeah, that was 4th and 6.
What?
Yeah.
Why we
Tennessee, and
punt,
burn
man?
up to punt to Valus Jones
Oh, my
Jr.
God.
4th and
He's
6.
supposed to come. He's
And
supposed
Jones
to
from the
come out here.
sideline. This is a couple of yards to the 30-yard line. But Tennessee gets it back.
And Tennessee took advantage of a couple of key mistakes from Alabama in the defensive secondary. Right here, completely misaligned. They've outside leveraged by the nickel. There's
Prior to
nobody
my
in the
while
middle
I'm
of the
watching
defense.
the
It's a
commercial.
touchdown for Tennessee.
I
Same thing
told
here.
him
No
this
one in
way
the middle
on
of
the
the
game start,
defense. They have
man.
outside leverage at the corner. Battle can't make a play as he tries to
Look at
retreat
this. See,
back
this is
to
what
the post
he's not
safety.
having right there. That right there
And
just
Tennessee
sent me
strikes up the fight
to another
song
place.
yet again.
Another-
They did a great
Okay, let
job
me
of using their tempo
to
take
anyone that's
advantage of
watching or
Alabama
may
mistakes.
watch
Now
this
they have to
video
be more
later.
methodical by running the football,
Alabama
and they
is my
cannot have the pre-snap
college football team.
false starts
There may
like
be
they have on
words
so
come
many
out of my
occasions
mouth
in
that
the
are not
first
safe
half.
for your children.
We're talking
That are
right
not
around
safe
a
for
yard
your
and a half a
elders.
carry for Tennessee in the ball game.
So if
so
anything
far.
happens wrong
Hendon
in
Hooker
this game,
to
expect that
run.
reaction
He got hit
and
initially
plan
by
accordingly.
Harris, and
That's
Anderson
my
doused him. Will Anderson
Also,
Jr. is
we are
so
watching this game for
unbelievably
educational
active for
purposes.
this team, both
We are here to
verbally and
give
on
our
the field.
commentary
He's
on
one
the
of my
game.
favorite players in college football. Just plays so hard every day.
Boom. Got him.
Down
Oh
goes Hendon
my
Hooker.
God.
Fedarian Mathis, the senior.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's a big boy.
Okay.
Fifth-year
Okay.
senior Mathis
Okay.
with sack number 2.
Was that
for
Will
Alabama.
Anderson though? Because Will Anderson been out here balling. Third and 15. Get him.
3rd and forever. Hooker goes the short way for Tillman, and not a
Well,
whole lot
that
there.
didn't go so well for
Christian
them.
Harris is
Good,
feeling his oats,
good.
standing over him. Nice game so far for the
You by
junior
your
out of
phone?
Baton Rouge. Harris, but Fedarian
I am. I'm
Mathis
watching the
stopped
game on my
drop.
phone.
Yeah, great job there by Alabama's defense. Offense goes out, has a 3 and out. You answer. And their leader, Will Anderson, helping lead the charge alongside the senior, Phil Mathis.
Okay, y'all get the ball back and do some.
Fifth punt for Tennessee and Paxton Brooks. Earl has to reach for it, and Alabama gets it back. A lot of danger time for highly ranked teams. Alabama's in a tough one against their rival.
If you have a T-Mobile airline credit card, you're not getting double miles on every purchase.
Right.
You're right. I only get extra miles on some types of purchases.
May I?
Please.
With a Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited
Okay, there
double
we go.
miles everywhere. Oh, yes.
Ooh, I'm glad I
Everywhere is
muted
great.
my mic.
But where can we use them?
Why you say
You
that?
can use them on
Somebody
any
tried to
travel
go to the
purchase,
bar.
not just some travel purchases.
Oh.
Venture gets a gold
Might
star.
get put out.
What's in your wallet?
If Damian Lillard let 6 all-star selections go to his head,
What up, Pirate? I see you. I seen you talking stuff earlier.
Hello.
Wait till I see you.
Welcome to all who is watching.
But
Subscribe, like, share this video, people.
Do all of that.
Every curve, every innovation, every feeling. A product
Tell a friend, tell a friend.
Get 1.9%
Tell a
APR
friend to tell a friend
financing
to tell a
on the
friend.
2021 ES350.
Experience amazing at your Lexus.
We need all likes and
Today, let's
subscribe.
paint with New Bear Dynasty, so that you
Pirate,
can be
get on
proud of
YouTube
your
and
balls.
subscribe right now.
Exactly.
It's also scuff resistant.
Support your friends, your family.
Introducing Bear Dynasty, the
You know,
best
I
of
first
Bear,
base long
exclusively
so.
at Home Depot.
You
Here in
cracking your brother.
California, we believe in what if. After
He
all,
say fast forward to
it is our
commercials.
middle name. What if we grow like that?
Like
This
you
is
really
live,
watching the
sir.
game.
Here we welcome
This is
all
Like
live,
you really,
sir.
with open arms.
like
You
you
can't
really
fast
watching the
forward
game.
through no commercials. I wish.
You can go big.
Now, if you do the replay, you sure can fast forward, but this is live.
Big. Fries, bigger drink. Just 80 cents more with any meal.
I don't. You know what? I don't know how you can see my phantom vote today. Don't check. Can you hear me? Can you check?
$37 billion direct.
Damn, my phantom vote wasn't even on.
Did somebody say money?
He said Aflac.
Well, if they're paying out billions of dollars to help
He
cover
said, "What's
unexpected
that?"
medical expenses, what's the difference?
Coach Prime. What?
I hate
No
that
smoke
thing.
machine?
Looks like Aflac is ready for prime time. Hey, coach,
Oh, boy,
what do I need to do to get one of those jackets?
He told me he wanted his money back.
Expenses, health insurance.
You ain't paid for nothing.
Is an official sponsor.
Like
of
you like to
ESPN
send a
College
cash
Game.
app
Do I need
to
to
support
pre-treat
our
your laundry?
channel.
Nope.
It is Gunner
With Tide
Chick,
Pods, you don't
dollar
have to
sign
worry.
Gunner
The
Chick.
pre-treaters
Also
are
have
built
Apple
in. Tide Pods
Pay.
dissolve even
There
when
you
the
go.
water is freezing.
Don't act like you don't know what. Don't act like you don't know what Apple
Gotta be
Pay
clean,
is. God
it's
dang
gotta
it.
be Tide.
But we're gonna keep picking out that content for you guys. This is an impromptu live. I decided to go live and watch the game with my people.
We are live. Alabama, Tennessee.
Home of the college football
Yes, sir. Get ready to light up them cigars with Alabama X-Ray.
Here's a look at the national championship trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. Cincinnati on the road had a first half handful with Navy. Number 2, Cincinnati.
the
You saw
frizz.
Oklahoma on a wild play from Caleb Williams, just barely escaped Lawrence,
All right, let's
Kansas.
go.
You don't
It
pay
has
for
been
fire and
crazy
hot
day in
mess.
college football.
Survive and advance type of day. That's for sure. It's been wild.
But we thank you for
One of those days
watching.
where you
We
just
prefer
see
you to
how
watch on
difficult it
YouTube
is to
though
go
instead of
undefeated
Facebook.
in college
sir.
football this year and a year, as Metcalf has the catch
We are
on
also
first
live
down.
on YouTube.
Alabama up by 7. Every recruiting class has at least one ring
YouTube.
under
Yes,
Nick
sir.
Saban. How about that?
You think that helps recruiting? I think that's probably a pretty good thing. Might lead with that.
Well, hit that
Think
bell,
about
Pirate.
going
Hit
into the
that
living
subscribe
room,
and
but
that
it's
bell.
amazing what he's built. I think the most amazing thing is the consistency. There's just almost no drop off on an annual basis, regardless of the turnover that you have from a personnel standpoint.
I like the way he handles his former players on Zoom calls.
I see the game on my laptop, my TV, and my
Second
monitor.
down for Young.
Oh.
The fringe and incomplete short of Jamison Williams, third down.
Yeah,
Man.
Coach Saban's not afraid
Alabama,
to bust some
please.
chops. That's
Ooh,
for
3rd
sure,
and
but
13. Uh-oh.
your former players got to give it
Alabama.
back to him. That's for
That's
sure.
the situation.
The harder you come back at him, the more you like it.
You're allowed to do that.
Who got this
I
side?
don't know if I'm allowed, but
If y'all don't put that,
that's for sure. But big third down
Fourth
here
down.
for Tennessee's defense. Of course, got off the field on the first third down of the second half. Another opportunity here.
That be standing there like he ready to
Back
fight.
their offense.
They run this
Alabama
ball.
7 for 10 on third down. Young turns the corner, and he's not going to get the first down or come even close to it. Banks cut off the edge, and it's fourth down. So the defenses have been stout in the first 4 minutes of this third
I'm gonna
quarter.
be back, y'all. I'm gonna leave y'all here with Al. My dog.
Right now,
Go to the
Bryce Young is
bathroom,
just
so I will
seeing the
be
field
back
real
with his
confidently.
bad
If you look
timing.
right here, Watch Mechie. He's going to stay up here and settle up right over the middle of the field. You got zone coverage. You got to throw it.
He was right there.
On
Look
his
at
left
Mechie
shoulder.
open.
Now, might not get the first down. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he breaks a tackle. Who knows? But you got to anticipate that throw in the zone. And Bryce Young is holding it just a little longer than he did in the first half.
What do you think Tennessee has done to cause that? Oh, they get there. It is blocked by Tennessee, and the ball came loose. So the Volunteers are going to take over on a blocked punt.
Ooh, Gunner don't see that. Oh, she's finna be hot. She is about to be hot.
Looks like what a great job here by Deshaun Rucker for Tennessee. He comes off the right side, number 28, gets a hand on it. And it's just poorly protected by Alabama's punt protection. That second line has to do a better job. You can't allow free rusher. And now Tennessee is knocking on the door.
First down, Hendon Hooker. Quick throw and incomplete. We wanted the tight end, Jacob Warren, who's been very quiet tonight at second down.
Big opportunity here for Alabama's defense. Sudden change. They did a great job after the fumble by Jamison Williams earlier. What can they do now here in another sudden change opportunity?
Big run for Tyon Evans. That doubles as a big run for Tennessee tonight.
I to think here, third down. We move the pocket with Hendon Hooker. Get him outside. He's a capable runner. Not a great runner, but a capable runner. And you got the whole field to your right. See if you can get him moving on the right.
Mo is going to be
roll him out.
Shocked when she sees it.
Potentially give him a run pass option.
There it is.
No, I don't see it on YouTube.
Hooker throws
he over the line of scrimmage.
He was in front of the line of scrimmage, I believe, as he threw that ball.
No, I don't see it. We looking through. We see.
It's got to be the whole body in
everything
front of the line
through. We on StreamYard.
It did appear as though he might have crossed.
Comments
like you said,
Facebook.
The entire body has to be beyond the line of scrimmage. We'll take a look at it here in just a second.
This would certainly affect any thought of going for it for Josh Heupel on fourth down.
Can you hear me, Pirate?
Yeah, there it is. Now, if he had just gone down or dived forward, that's about a 4th and 1.5 or 4th and 2. See where he is at the 10.
Illegal forward pass, offense, number 5. The passer was beyond the line of scrimmage when he released the ball. This is a 5-yard penalty enforced from the spot of the foul and includes a loss to down. 4th down.
Okay.
2 weeks in a row now. Last week, Joe Milton. This week, Hendon Hooker losing track of where the line of scrimmage is. It's
you don't need to worry about
it. On the move, you just kind of lose track because you're looking and you're trying to get a defender to commit and come up to you so you can dump it over his head. That time, Alabama did a great job of staying disciplined, staying in coverage, and he should have. He should have, I think, tried to split the defense and pick it up with his legs.
Could have gone for it now. It's Chase
Tennessee blocked y'all punt, Gunner.
For a field goal to make it a 4-point game.
I was gone just a few minutes. What the hell? We had the ball when I left.
McGrath.
Yeah,
for Tennessee.
Tennessee got the ball.
We'll see how important that play was in this ball game. It's Alabama by 4, under 10 to go in the third.
Hurry up with that thing that I did.
Early's on your 6th, Lino. They need customized car insurance from Liberty Mutual, so they only pay for what they need.
Yeah, yo,
only pay for what you need.
He's saying the game sound is too loud.
Your background is
Who, mine?
Yeah, you're watching the stream and it's playing back through.
Oh, okay. Is it better?
With Chase security features, guidance, and convenience, banking feels good. Chase, make more of what's yours.
While expecting, Jennifer discovered the Chex Mix combination of 1 corn Chex, 1 wheat Chex, and 3 breadstick pieces. Get born and then you can pick your own mix, baby. Pick your mix.
This football season, buy 4 participating items and save $50 off Fanatics.
Yeah, Tennessee had blocked y'all that punt. They blocked it, and yeah, that's how they got to where they at. And then Tennessee quarterback tried to
there are beautiful ideas
pass the ball,
that
but
remain
he
in
was
the
over the
dark.
line of scrimmage. So yeah,
But with our new multi-cloud experience, you have the flexibility you need to unveil them to the world.
You want fries with that? You want fries with that?
Welcome to Wendy's. What would you like with your hot and crispy fries?
Introducing Wendy's new fries. Guaranteed hot and crispy, or we'll replace them. They're even preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. Get to Wendy's and try our new hot and crispy fries for yourself.
Why I am streaming this session, but the way Alabama is doing me right now, I cannot any promise.
They're everywhere.
We
have a cat problem.
This will be
Gentlemen,
a video
the Heisman House is getting adult.
Everyone in your
Go show those cats who's boss.
I don't think I'm going to the Yankees.
Well, that didn't work out well.
Hey, SEC football fans. A man is not dead while his name is still spoken. Well, my name is Nico Allen Walsh. I'm the grandson of Muhammad Ali. And after this game, I'll be in the ring for my second pro fight. We'll see you there.
Does he come out here and do that?
When Nico says after this game, he means it very specifically. When we
Do
hit
that
zeros
thing
on the
good.
clock, Nico
Good.
probably
So
wants to
Bama.
be walking
Go.
into the ring at the very moment we are done here in Tuscaloosa. But Alabama is getting more rounds in this thing than they may have wanted, as Tennessee is within 4 in the third quarter.
I mean,
Another volcanic scene in Tuscaloosa. Great crowd. Wilson on the approach for Tennessee. Bolden, Alabama from the 25. Saturday Night Football next week is a huge one in the Big Ten and a bounce-back opportunity for the Nittany Lions, who lost in all of 9 overtimes today. Ohio State currently blowing out Indiana at number 5 in the country. And the Buckeyes may have a chance to move up in the standings. The rankings here brought to you by Chick-fil-A, our college football rankings. Wild day. What does Alabama, if they take a loss, what does that do to this whole thing?
Well, they're in serious trouble with the
Cincinnati
playoffs. The biggest,
they number 2.
I think, conversation
Oh,
piece
yeah.
right now is Ohio State's resurgence and the fact that
You got to
Oregon
be
still with
freaking
one
kidding me.
Yeah,
we
what I
had one
see,
at
I
Stanford
told you.
with the head-to-head win in Columbus. It's going to get very interesting when
because
those rankings are released.
And Oregon will win today at UCLA, and a whistle and a flag.
Ooh, Nick, man, look, he's hot. Nick is hot.
Delay a game out of a kickoff, but we know now.
Yeah,
Somebody been
it's
knocked
not
out if
one
they
that
stand in front of
It's
him.
real fun to hear, that's for sure.
I don't blame you,
They're trying
Nick.
to
I
energize
feel
this
the
offense a little bit. They've been a
same way
little
because they've
stagnant
been
so far.
bullseye the whole game.
Saban saying at halftime they wanted to come out and really start pounding
In
it
the
in the
words
run
of
game.
my
Well, it's hard to
Shannon
do that
Sharp,
when you're behind the
bullseye.
sticks at
This
1st and 15.
bullseye, bullseye.
Young makes a decision now into traffic, and it's second down.
Ooh-wee.
What are you doing?
So read between the lines. That level of frustration for
He
Nick
tried to
Saban
thread
we
that
just
needle.
saw. What does that
Ooh,
mean
it
in
didn't
his
go
mind?
good.
You play for him.
Well, he's as frustrated with the offensive performance as he is probably with the play calling. That time trying to take a shot on 1st and 15 when the big point of emphasis coming out of halftime is try to control the line of scrimmage with a 2-to-1 time of possession advantage.
Robinson, there was no second crease. Blakely to stop. It's 3rd down and long for Alabama, who's 0 for 2 on 3rd down in the second half.
Tennessee so far has done a very good job here at the line of scrimmage, pushing and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, forcing Alabama
I
So really not. I mean,
3rd and 12.
they're kind of in a position in which
Pirate.
the line of scrimmage has been reestablished in Alabama's backfield. But of course, yet another
Now,
critical third down for the
what is
Volunteers defense. Let's see if they
I
drop back
have
and play
no
coverage
idea
again.
what's going on. Who is this team playing?
Line to gain is the 35.
Because that is not my team.
Young.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Right down the middle.
Oh,
for
thank
Mechie and a
God.
first down.
Yes. Whew. Jesus, Mechie. Oh, what? Thank you.
And he takes advantage of this linebacker. He's muffled up here, and as a result, he's responsible.
Pirate wants to know where's the roommate.
So a good job there of Bryce Young seeing that linebacker walked up into the line of scrimmage and throwing it over his head quickly and decisively.
Take outside. Oh! Incomplete on Billingsley's hands.
Wow, right off the fingertips.
Wow. I mean, wide open.
It's me and the kiddo.
And a good throw there. It's like Billingsley. I don't know if he thought a safety was coming or what.
And you guys.
Throw a little bit out there, but that's one your tight end, an all-American tight end with that type of potential has to have. But a good reaction from the young quarterback, not allowing the negative result of the play to phase him.
Very reserved young man, Bryce Young.
Like he doesn't have to come
But for Alabama, who lives off yards after the catch, a couple of big
that
drops
doesn't
in
mean
space
anything.
and nearly a delay of game here. And this run for Williams goes absolutely nowhere because Beasley cut him down.
Excuse me. Stream. I'm about to make a
just
very
not much
important
rhythm
call.
as we've seen from Alabama. First half, very good mix, making great decisions, ball out of Bryce Young's hand rather quickly when it's not. He bought time and used his legs. But right now, they're just not playing with the same level of urgency. You gotta wonder, maybe the next series they get into a no-huddle operation to see if you can energize the side of the football.
69, 96 yards.
Started to show tempo early in this drive after the big hit to Mechie. Bogged down at 3rd and 7. Here comes pressure. Young climbing the pocket, and Bryce Young with a major run for a first down and a gain of 15.
Running, boy.
The move by Bryce Young. I mean, escaping north and south, making a guy miss. Great run by the quarterback.
That boy good for making folks miss.
First down, Alabama.
We'll get some energy into the offense.
We're not losing Tennessee. F that.
Williams stopped after a couple of yards. Now look, bounce back.
That'll be
well
ugly for
last
Bama
week
to lose to an
at
unranked team.
Mississippi State, couple of big hits in the pass game, 250 yards after the catch for Bill O'Brien. But it's not been the same type of fluidity as you're talking about this week.
You got to give credit also to Tennessee's defense. They've done a really good job of mixing it up, changing the looks.
Sounds like some illegal business over there going on.
As well. I think Alabama at some point they're going to just start to impose their will and just hand those big running backs downhill.
Young to throw. He snaps it off to the sideline. Too much for Mechie.
Nope.
Come on,
Swallowing coverage. 3rd down, Alabama.
I think that might have went a little bit too over his head.
You're up 21-17, and that's your look. That's the expectation in Tuscaloosa in one face.
You're also taught never to look at the
He does
scoreboard.
not have the best.
Play every play as though it has a life of its own. Obviously, another opportunity here for Tennessee. At time they got a little bit too carried away with their disguise. Let's see if they just drop out and just keep it in front of them with the sticks this time.
Oh, boy.
Here comes pressure at the linebacker spot, and they force the rush throw.
Wow.
Byron Young ran right into him. And for Bryce Young, who was great against the blitz last week, that's an incompletion.
You're going to see the offensive line just all the way work to the right, which means Byron Young's coming off the left. And he's unblocked. So Bryce Young has to try to beat the unblocked defender with the throw.
So they ain't going to sit right with you.
Right there at the line of scrimmage. It's so difficult to do, trying to hit the running back out of the backfield. Good design there by Tim Banks to get that offensive line to slide.
You better not miss, Joe.
Reichard from 45.
That's money.
And that is good. It nestles home. 24-17.
I feel the same
A
way.
nail-biter for Alabama.
They get Bama that little cushion.
That's not much.
I know.
What a
But
touchdown.
I mean, yeah, but shit, them 3 points mean a lot sometimes.
Yeah, you know, even if they get a touchdown or whatever, it's still being there. So you know that's still tied up. You know, so this game is more stressful than it should be. My God, what is going on? I miss Mac. I miss Devontae. I miss Jalen. I miss Najee. I miss Damien. I miss Jerry Judy. I miss even Broke Down too.
What if I told you about a kid who saw possibilities?
Well,
dunking on 10-foot rims by age 15. High school player of the
I'm
year.
gonna call people. I don't mind calling people. Doing the
Sometimes that time to move on comes through.
In the same year. 1-2 goals.
Won the MVP again. Won the race.
To some, the name is Candace.
To others,
It's Ace.
Dorito spicy sweet chili wings.
get them while you can.
Right. Spicy sweet chips on wings. Cheese on me on. Pepsi.
Everyone wins.
To the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Them wings look good. I ain't gonna lie.
Wow. We're crunching tons of polygons here.
What's going on? Where's Regina?
Hi, I'm LaDonna. I invest in Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives me access to NASDAQ 100 innovations like real-time CGI.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. I got it.
Become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ. Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses.
That's all we
Invesco.com.
Audrey says.
Mercy costs you spend money you don't even need to spend.
If you're
Mercy costs you
buzzed
spend
and
money
doing
you didn't even know
this,
you had.
What you talking about?
to make yourself
Commercials
feel
will
okay to
probably come out the
drive,
commercial. I was like, commercial costs you spend money that you ain't even know you had.
CWX.
Oh yeah.
Commercial costs you spend money that you ain't even know you need to spend.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLBW. Regular you.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure
I
you
don't
nail
know
the big
this.
stuff. Like making sure your
What?
kids are in the right seat for their
Alabama
age and
is really
size.
trying my patience, man.
Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Text me your,
I think they'll be all right. I think the momentum
Order
of the game
online.
right
Use
now. I
promo
think
code TV to get
I think they
10%
gonna
off
come
any
out
glass chair mat at
pretty good.
vidrops.com.
Text me your squeaker message. You already got
Back there in our college football studios with an update that gets you caught up on a couple of undefeated teams that have been great stories. UTSA, Adrian Taylor, a pick six for the Roadrunners. Meat Meat is up 28-10 over Louisiana Tech. What about San Diego State? You don't just roll over a Brady Hoke coach team, at least in this era.
Let's think about this. If this the way we playing against teams that are,
Matt Berry
I would
slides it in there.
consider
Nicely done.
mediocre.
Some great games
Against
late.
nobody team,
This
that
is
nobody
one
come
of
over here with all
Alabama
that.
by 7,
Okay,
24-17. Each team with a field goal.
I mean,
in the
just look at
third.
Bama. We are
And
what we
Tennessee
are.
has
You
it
know what
after the
I'm saying?
Bama
And for
field
us to
goal
be
led
out
by
here
Bryce Young, Katie.
with the best
Well,
of the
after that
best when it
field goal,
comes to
guys, Bryce Young
recruiting.
immediately got on the
We even
headset
got
on the
kicked.
sidelines to talk with
Come on
offensive
now. We
coordinator
even
Phil
got
I know.
O'Brien.
anybody
To
that's a
have an
real
open
Bama
line of
fan.
communication. Young
We
says he
ain't
feels
used to
comfortable
having
voicing his opinions, what
reliable
plays he
people
likes,
that
what
we ain't worried
concerns he
about.
has.
Oh, we got to
And I
score a
asked Bill
touchdown.
O'Brien if that's the norm for him and the QBs
Why?
he works
I
with. He said,
remember.
no,
I
not every
remember when
quarterback
you
of
used to
the
complain
50
about
or so
kickers.
he's
Y'all
coached
kickers
has
missing
earned his
shit.
trust in that way. He
Man.
said
Stuff.
there's actually very few that have. So
So,
Brian says it speaks to
anybody that's a
Young's
true
consistent
Alabama fan know
preparation,
my
his
pain,
knowledge
know
of the
what I'm
game,
talking about.
and his
But
unwavering commitment to this
it's-
offense. Let's see if they can work out the kinks
we
on
are
the
not
inside.
playing like Alabama played last year. And if this
See
is
some
what we can be
NFL
doing
in that
right
as
here
well. The
against
trust of the
teams
quarterback, Hendon
that's not
Hooker,
even
is
on
nailed by
the level
Peterson.
of us.
Second down. What do you make of that with O'Brien and Young?
If this
It's
what
great
we
to have
finna
an
be
open
doing
line of
against teams that's
communication.
not
You
even in
have
the
to
top
be the
25,
guy that
and
is
just
essentially you're the puppet. Bill O'Brien's the puppet master. For them to be in unison is
ones that
really
come out in
remarkable.
November and do
It's
the
a real
rankings for the
testament to the
playoffs, them
relationship they've been
they
able to
rankings.
cultivate
That
this
don't
year.
even include them. Listen,
Listen.
I have watched Georgia.
Hooker gets in the pocket, and he spins through a would-be tackle.
We come out
Anderson
there
wants the
playing
ball.
like this.
Hooker's
Like we've
got
been
the
playing
leg
the past 3
drive
weeks.
across the 35-yard line.
We are
They
losing,
drug-
and we are
Amped
losing.
in that young man, but we
They
didn't know he was
drug him
going to
across
play
the
as of this
first down
morning.
line.
Just ends up with
We
36
going
and
to
a first down.
Great
SEC
effort there by
championship.
Hooker, keeping his
That's
legs
supposed to
driving,
be us,
picking up the
and
first
Georgia's
down.
going to drag us straight on back to
To
Alabama.
throw this time on a comeback, and that is
We
caught
can't go
by
out there playing
Tillman.
like I
Second
don't know
down.
what's going on. I don't know
That's
what
one thing he's
position,
going to
I don't know
have to
what's going
continue
on
to
with
do
Bryce, with his
is
throwing.
use
I
his
don't know.
legs
I
to
don't
keep
know
this
what's
defense
going on.
honest.
Will
Pass rush is
Anderson's
solid.
like the only person
Of course,
on
Will
defense
Anderson's
throwing
one of the
out.
best in
I
college
miss
football, if not the
Trey
best
Shout out
edge
to
presence
Bobby
in
Dallas.
college football. Him and Kayvon
The
Thibodeau.
thing.
Got to keep
Doing
him honest
the
with his pass
thing
rush.
over there. But it's, we something needs to happen. We need
wanted the
somebody to
from
step up because
his former team there, the linebacker for Alabama, the transfer from Tennessee.
people used to be afraid of
And now
Alabama.
What's your call?
We would duck.
They go fast.
Well, we
trying to move the legs, and it's going to be about 1.5 yards
We
short.
playing Tennessee, who's not even
Would you
ranked,
have
and
the
we
guts
are ranked
to go
number 4
for it?
because of
I think if you make that call on third down, you're already thinking in that regard. Trying to catch him off balance, but it looks like the running back, Kyle Evans, is coming into the game, and the offense is standing
right
still.
now.
I like the call. The
They'd
analytics
be
will tell you
tired with us. That
at this
shit
point,
not
this part of the
even
field,
easy.
roll the dice. You saw Ole Miss do it a couple weeks ago here in Bryant-Denny. It didn't work out for them. But I like the call.
I knew we was gonna breeze over this. I ain't had no worries.
You gotta throw your biggest and best punch every opportunity you have.
Now, here's the thing. They're going to use a timeout, it looks like. Let's see if they do or they take the delay of game. There is a marker down, so they are going to take the delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4 times.
I'm with you. If you're going to win this game, you're going to have to make a play like that.
At what point is Alabama going to take the top off because of how explosive that offense can be? I would have at least kept the offense on the field, see if I couldn't get Alabama to jump off sides, maybe get a free play, maybe get a free first down, and then take the delay of game. But how they handled it was a little unique there.
Punt number 6 for Tennessee and Brooks, and a rough snap to handle. Spinning back to Bolden at the 20-yard line. So we're talking about the relationship with Bill O'Brien and Bryce Young. Here's how close Nick Saban got to Bryce Young.
Good field goal, but hey, I need to score more points.
Really cool. And that's a special relationship. Now, he's obviously spends more of his time with the defense, but he is the steadying force of the program. When you're feeling a little bit down, he's going to build you up. If you're feeling a little too high and mighty, he's going to bring you back down. He tries to make sure that you're as consistent as possible. Right now, this offense searching a little bit, trying to find themselves, trying to find a rhythm, trying to invigorate some confidence in this Bama offense here in the second half.
Empty off the motion. Mechie with the catch and run, and he ends up getting 4 for Alabama. And the most important wide receiver here tonight, John Mechie, who was born in Taiwan, moved to Ghana, and then spent his formative years in Canada before coming over to the U.S. Robinson switching back. And it's going to be 3rd down and about 2 for the Tide.
And here's a little bit of that tempo from Alabama. Not crazy hyper speed, not what you would expect from Tennessee, but a little bit more no huddle, a little bit more urgency, seeing if you can't get those guys kind of worked into a position in which they're a little bit more comfortable. But here on a critical down and distance, 3rd and 2, you slow it down just a hair. But I would expect a handoff yet again to your big, powerful running back.
You saw Robinson's numbers a moment ago. They need 2 on 3rd down. And a whistle and a marker.
False start. Offense number 70. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Alright.
Cole the guard.
What I said about these.
It's got to be frustrating for Nick Saban. You have a third and manageable, really the first time, it feels like, in the second half. And now you make it a little bit more unmanageable. With the way this offense goes, though, still so hard to get off the field, regardless of how many yards there are to gain. Just see what Tennessee does here defensively, though. They bring the pressure. I wouldn't. I would continue to drop back and see if that pass rush could get home and make Bryce Young a little uncomfortable.
They slide on the line. They only bring 3. And they nearly got there. This
yes, sir.
Tennesse and Williams. Boy, Byron Young, if he had just a little bit more time, was going to get a hit on Young.
Alabama's run this play 3 or 4 times now with a mesh, and that guy right behind it. Tennessee's got to find an answer, because that's a play and a passing concept that is really difficult to defend.
Big hit on Robinson. How do you defend that route? What can Tennessee do?
They have to squeeze that over the ball wide receiver. It's been Mechie, it's been Jamison Williams, like it was right there. But if you're in man coverage, it's not going to that guy. It's going to the mesh routes where you're going to get a little bit of a rub, a natural pick, and then you find the guy that gets rubbed. And then zone, you got to make sure you can squeeze it on the inside.
Bryce Young snaps it off. Wide open, Trayshawn Holden. And if he could have kept his feet, he might have been running to the state line.
And a great job here by Bryce Young. Looking left, not liking it, buying a little bit of time, and then they drop coverage. And sure enough, Holden's in behind the defense.
Trayshawn Holden, who had his first career catch with Alabama last year against Tennessee in the blowout win, has a huge get for Bama. And now we do have a couple of injured Tennessee Volunteers. That's Bumpus, the senior defensive lineman, and then Byron Young as well.
Hate to see that, of course. And Tennessee so razor thin, like we've talked about on several different occasions. Just not a lot of depth. And you start to look at the time of possession and the amount of snaps that this Tennessee team has already faced. Bama now snapped the ball offensively 70 times to Tennessee's 36. And when you're a team that doesn't do as many substitutions as others because you just don't have that kind of depth, this is the time and place in the game in which it starts to get very difficult very soon on some of those defenders in the trenches.
All right, so the Tennessee players are getting up here. The crowd's booing. Look, we thought Tennessee was going to have the spirit to do this. We didn't know if they'd have the bodies to do it. What do they have to do to put this thing over the top against Alabama?
Well, they have to buckle down here, obviously. Back against the wall. They just slowed the momentum a second ago, but they have to get off the field on third down. So far, Alabama's done a really good job of third down. And then for the first time, Tennessee defensively had a bust in coverage. They've been really good and have had some coverage sacks and have forced Bryce Young to escape the pocket more often than he has at really any point this season. But right there, you have Holden that gets behind the defense because a frontline defender jumps up into the routes. You got to stay disciplined, especially this part of the field.
Roydell Williams down to the 21 for Alabama. First down for the Crimson Tide.
Talk about that run game and this big physical offensive line. It'll be really difficult for Tennessee to hold up at this part of the drive.
Mechie, catch and run to the sideline and out of bounds in the arms of Taylor. Alabama's cooking now with about a minute to go in the third.
This is the 9th play of this drive for Alabama. You see these Tennessee defenders with hands on the hips.
Williams again, and he goes down spinning to the 9-yard line. Look, Roydell Williams is a competitive bowler, but those last 2 runs, he's looked like the bowling ball.
Yeah, he is big and physical, and a guy that you just didn't know exactly what his role was going to be within the offense. You didn't know what the pecking order was to be. You thought Brian Robinson would probably be the first guy, but then it was Jace McClellan. Well, Roydell Williams and Jace McClellan's absence because of the injury has really stepped up and carved out a nice role within this offense.
Robinson back in, and another whistle. Alabama had only one first half penalty.
Offense, number 81. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
If you're a lip reader and your children are lip readers, you might want to unteach them that skill.
Yet again, Alabama, so many things for Nick Saban to clean up, both offensively and defensively throughout the course of this game.
Oh, these damn kids. Whoa.
High frustration for Alabama, even though they're up 7 and they will snap it. Young down the middle on the catch and run inside the 10-yard line. And that is Trayshawn Holden off the final play of this third quarter.
So we got one more quarter.
Now some frustration on the field, some booing happening.
One more quarter to stress me out.
This is where
Bumpus
they
is
gonna,
down again for Tennessee, and the crowd
they're gonna get you right
to that.
here.
Close ball game, end of 3.
They're gonna give you that side relief. They're gonna score right here, and then it's gonna be all downhill from there.
I hope
The
so.
Aramco United States Grand Prix tomorrow on ABC.
Today, let's paint with New Bear Dynasty so that you can be proud of your walls.
Go ahead, throw your wine on it. What? It's also scuff resistant.
Introducing Bear Dynasty.
You gotta look at
Best of Bear,
Tennessee
exclusively
too.
Home
They ain't scored since what, the second quarter, something like that. Well, other than I don't think that is it.
The hottie sauce is
My
here.
daughter love this song. Hands on my knees,
Get
shaking
my
my
hottie
doing
sauce at
top.
Popeyes today.
Today tastes like a new tradition, like an old favorite. Tastes like all hands on deck and all eyes on the prize.
What happened?
Today tastes like a piece of the action.
Thank God
And it
for
never
my
tasted this good.
noise cancellations.
This isn't just freight. These aren't just shipments. They're promises. Promises of all shapes and sizes. Each with a time and a place they've been promised to be. A promise is everything to Old Dominion because it means everything to you.
Boy's thing has been so stressful.
But I think
Way more
I did
stressful than
well.
it should be.
Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Oh, let me send this mix while I'm sitting here. I gotta see my guy this mix. Yeah.
In 2016, I was working at the Amazon warehouse when my brother passed away, and a couple of years later, my mother passed away. After taking care of them, I knew that I really wanted to become a nurse. Amazon helped me with training and tuition. Today, I'm a
Brian
medical
Parrish, you
assistant,
still here?
and I'm studying to become
If you are, post in the comments.
Hindi ko kayo makakalimutan.
We thank you
Hey,
for
I can
your
tell you're a
support.
fan. Lucky for you, nothing keeps you connected like AT&T 5G.
5G, huh? Is that fast?
Oh yeah, it's fast.
And is it reliable?
Definitely is.
What about secure?
Oh yeah, it's secure.
Love it.
How many of those you got? I don't know. You're very good at whatever this is.
You flatter me.
Damn it.
It's not complicated. AT&T 5G is fast, reliable, and secure.
I gotta see which one it was I sent.
Great guest list for the Mannings tonight.
You've reached Peyton and Eli. Leave a message.
Hey guys, it's Bill. I'd love to come on and inject some energy into the megacast. Call me back. Watch Peyton and Eli. You never know who'll drop by.
Monday Night Football, Peyton and Eli, ESPN 2, 8 Eastern Time. Saints Seahawks this week. Eli got his jersey retired today, by the way. Peyton's alma mater backed up defensively. Third down, Alabama.
Your touchdown.
Bryce Young to throw. Here comes pressure from Young. Bryce Young.
Now you scrub. Yes! Touchdown! Touchdown, baby! You scrub, Bryce! Yes!
The call is touchdown. We will see on replay whether or not that stands.
Okay, I need y'all another stop and another score, then I feel okay. I need at least 2 scores, and this ain't gonna make me feel
Let's
all
take
right.
a look. Does the ball
I need
cross the
another
plane?
I need another score. Oh, watch out for the holler. He was down. He was not the
ball on the field.
Ball came loose.
The call on the field being touchdown. The replay has to be indisputable video evidence beyond all doubt to overturn. It's very, very close. Where is the nose of the football when he begins to lose control? Here it is.
Now, he looked like he regained control for a moment after McCullough punched it.
It moves a hair right there.
You had one job.
It is so close.
You got to believe they're going to stop this here.
Yeah, you got to look. Every scoring play is reviewed, of course. Every play is looked at.
Oh, they gave it.
It is really close.
Wait. Did it?
Yeah, guys, as Bryce Young was coming off the field, Nick Saban said, look, you don't have to put the ball out. You got the first down. So clearly a learning moment for the young quarterback as well.
Question is, on the ensuing play, was there a clear recovery as well?
And I think this is tough to tell right there. Where's the ball start to jar free?
Now, again, if the ruling was, let's see.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. The previous play is under further review.
I think it's a good job by the officials in handling this, allowing the command center to take a look at this, and it's so close. And the end right down the line is the best look.
Now, if Bryce Young recovered that football, that's a piece of this as well. If he was right back on top of it.
And where's the clear recovery? Who has it? They didn't call anything on the field as far as a recovery is concerned. Let's take a look at it here.
Well, Jason, that's the exact argument Nick Saban's making with the officials on the sidelines. He said, even if we did fumble it, we're the ones that recovered it in the end zone. So what are we talking about here?
That's what it looked like to me, Katie. I think this call's going to stand.
Review, the ruling on the touchdown is confirmed.
Yeah.
Tennessee is not charged any time.
I knew that was a touchdown. That's
what I felt like too. So I'm like, why can't I review it?
Yeah, he fumbled it, but he landed back on it.
And I believe
in the
our
end zone.
referee said he recovered the fumble in the end zone for the touchdown, and that's why it was confirmed.
Yeah, and it was a great gutsy effort there from Bryce Young, of course. Excellent, excellent play. But you got to be careful down around the goal line. That's exactly what Nick Saban reminded his quarterback. Dangerous spot there, too, with the quarterback going in head first.
Now, Josh Heupel says, I want my timeout back. And I believe, if I'm reading lips properly, he said, I didn't call timeout.
They believe they gave them. I mean, he believe he has 3 timeouts still, if I'm not mistaken.
By his reaction, I'm not sure. Ooh.
If every touchdown is reviewed and initiated from the replay review, and he should have his timeout back, but maybe they didn't initiate it. He wanted them to.
And again, you could make the argument that there was no reason to initiate it, but if he didn't have the communication that the recovery was Alabama's, then you could say that's on the officials for not clearly communicating that to him as well, because then he wouldn't have used the timeout, right?
Correct. Because if the result, regardless of whether it's a fumble or not, doesn't change, then there would be absolutely no reason to challenge it, obviously. Obviously, a unique circumstance there on the touchdown. As we take one more look at it. Gutsy play from the quarterback. He had the first down, too, by the way. A good job of diving forward and crossing that plane. As you see him and his teammates upon the call from the official, loving what they hear, and the quarterback, like he always is, barely cracks a smile. Same guy after a touchdown or an interception. It's amazing just how unwaveringly consistent he is.
42 yards on the ground. You gotta believe he saw the tape of Matt Corral against Tennessee last week and said there are more opportunities for me to run. Matt Berry in the studio, always watching tape.
Every day watching tape to get better. You know that, Benetti. Hey, check it out. The Seattle Kraken making their home debut tonight as an expansion franchise. You can see that exclusively on ESPN Plus, as we are thrilled to have the NHL back on ESPN. For those wondering why there isn't a 10:30 Eastern college football game, it's because Jamel Herring's going to be throwing hands later. Top-ranked boxing. I believe Joe Tess presiding over the call on that one. That coming up at 10:30.
Joe Tess.
Throwing hands. First down, Tennessee in a humongous drive for the Volunteers. That is Jalen Hyatt, who's a deep threat for them, and that's his first target of the ball game.
Yeah, it's surprising that he's been so quiet. Obviously such a great playmaker with the ball in his hands.
Hendon Hooker.
Oh, my God! Wow! Wow! Oh! I may need to mute my mic for a few seconds. I'll be right back.
Down the sideline. And how
I'll
about
be back
the
in
throw?
about
Jones not even really
30
looking.
seconds.
They snap the ball so quickly. Jones looking for a call. He gets caught. Next thing you know, the wide receiver's beyond him, and the throw is on the money. What a response from the Tennessee Volunteers. But that's the third time now that Alabama's defense has poorly communicated, and as a result, leads to points for the Volunteers.
Oh my
that is the rhythm and the tempo that Nick Saban was talking about, and Tennessee
are really trying to kill me right now.
Hasn't been there all year, but it was this time.
Wow, that's
70 yards. Hendon Hooker to Cedric Tillman.
I seen it on the release, and I'm like, oh my God, he done dusted you. He done did a Tyreek Hill.
Hasn't beaten Alabama since 06.
Let me find a piece.
Wow.
Together.
I'm about to find a peace sign for y'all and show y'all exactly what just happened. I'm going to show y'all exactly what just happened.
Hard work? Sure. Guesswork?
I'm going to show you exactly.
No, because when you're on a mission, you want to get it right the first time. That's where the Home Depot comes in, with an app to rent and reserve the right tools with just a tap. With convenient image search options. And with the ability to see how something looks in your space before you even buy it. It's how the Home Depot takes the guesswork out of the hard work. The Home Depot app. How doers get more done.
Oh, shit.
This is called momentum. And there's no off season. It's work that builds on itself over and over and over again. Because the only way is through.
Have you tried crunching?
Crunching gave me resting fun face. Crunching solved my tan lines and frown lines.
We'll go back to the game in just a second, people. So I want to show you what just happened to the Alabama football team. It was not right. It was not fair. But this is what Tennessee just did to Alabama.
It's not thrown a pass to Kelsey yet, but Kelsey threw one to him, which fell incomplete. And now you want a deep ball. Here it is.
Look. All I was missing was a peace sign. That's all that was missing. What's the peace sign? Why they let them do them like that? Why they let them? Hold on, y'all. Don't y'all worry. I am going to fix this situation for us and get y'all back to the game. And I am going to fix this for us. Don't you worry.
Finally, take care of yourself too. Follow the Centers for Disease Control's guidelines for coronavirus safety. For more caregiving tips, go to aarp.org/caregiving.
Sorry about that. No, I've been staying at my dad's place because of everything.
Where are we going?
He's good. Yeah, I know, we keep missing each other. I've been working out of my dad's house, doing some reading. I should be working out more. I just feel like I'm drowning.
Navigating these times can be tough, but while you care for your loved ones, you also need to care for yourself. Go to aarp.org/caregiving for free mental health.
So listen, this is what I'm gonna need you to do. I'm gonna need you to talk to everybody on your team, offense, defense. I need you to talk to everybody right now and get this team together. We cannot take another L. That means no playoffs.
31 for Alabama. As football spans generations, Cedric Tillman's dad had a catch in the very first Jacksonville Jaguars game in the early 90s when they were still playing this game in Birmingham at Legion Field. Slade Bolden on the return for Bama. He is to the 25-yard line. This season, along with their contributions to University General scholarship funds for every field goal and extra point, Allstate will also be donating to the American Red Cross to help with disaster relief efforts. Thank you, Allstate. Alabama gets it back, up 31-24 in this big rivalry game. We asked Nick Saban the most important rivalry he had as a kid. And he talked about this rivalry that he had with another high school in West Virginia. And he said, if we lost that game, we weren't allowed in the local restaurant arcade.
They dancing the whole shot, ain't they?
That's big stakes.
Oh my God,
this is even more so with Tennessee, Alabama.
He also noted that he never lost one of those. So he was always able to play pinball.
Pinball for free as a kid. You got to love that. He's not going to love this.
Oh my God. Nick is about to kill you.
Prior to the expiration of the play clock, first charge timeout to have Alabama.
He's got to be frustrated. I mean, right now, the Alabama offense just had a great drive. I mean, they went right down the field, scored a touchdown, great play by his quarterback. But the urgency, for whatever reason, just isn't there. I mean, it's just you're used to watching this offense. They're so buttoned up. They don't make mistakes. There's urgency, both running it and throwing it. For whatever reason, it's not there. So he's got to light a fire at some point as you see him in the huddle, letting his offense hear about it.
What do you think the why is on the offense being out of sync?
Tennessee's doing a good job, first and foremost.
Yep.
I mean, they're holding up, and it's not easy to hold up against this attack. They've also been patient, Tennessee has, by just trying to keep the ball in front of them. Now, what Tennessee hasn't done is get off the field on a very consistent basis on third down.
First down here out of the timeout, it's Robinson. And Tennessee has been really good at forcing him to at least the second lane in his runs tonight. It's second down and long.
And I feel like the run game for Alabama so far, there hasn't been enough quick hitters. It's been kind of slow developing run plays. Now that gives credit to Tennessee as well. They've done a great job at the line of scrimmage. I'm surprised they're not hitting it more downhill or trying to get off tackle.
Robinson in space. He is hit by Slaughter.
Well, we ain't gonna get that like this.
Stand-up job by
We ain't gonna
Slaughter.
get that like this.
It's a loss of 5.
What a great play by Slaughter. I mean, you have a big running back that hasn't been tackled in the open field all night, and you make a play at the line of scrimmage. Tim Banks, the defensive coordinator, got to be really fired up about the play of the safety there.
Robinson leads the SEC in broken tackles. And there he loses 5. 3rd and 15. Tennessee has got to get off the field. Young wants a deep ball. He takes a shot down the middle.
Oh, yes! Go! Yes, sir! That's what I like right there. That's what I like. So, boy, I worried for a
Boy, they
second.
needed that.
I worried for a second he wasn't gonna catch, and I was like,
And
"Oh
how
God,
about
if he don't
Jamison
catch,
Williams? I mean, the
he's gonna fall
speedster
out right here."
working against the linebacker, Aaron
They
Beasley.
really
Of course
needed
he's going to
that.
win that
Look
race.
at how
There's
he's
no
pulling
safety
out.
help over the top. And how about
Can't get no
the
flag
throw
for
from
that.
the quarterback, Bryce Young?
So decisive on the throw. Now Robinson
Go,
using the
go.
hesitation
Touchdown!
to
Yes!
slam into the end zone.
Touchdown, Alabama, baby! Woo! Yes! Brian Robinson.
That's the reaction you get from the opponents when you lead the SEC in broken tackles.
Just an unbelievably beautiful two-play sequence.
Why is this defense? Why my defense that let these folks put 24 points on them? 24. They hung them up there.
Rutgers' extra point is good.
Be like that sometime.
Backed up, 3rd and long. Bryce Young, one of the Heisman favorites, throws an absolute dime to the speedster, Jamison Williams. And then he sets it up for the
number
big
2.
fella.
I'll
A
be
1-2
damned.
punch. Bryce Young and Brian Robinson. He finds Pater to make it a 2-touchdown game for the Tide.
Ready for Subway's Eat Fresh Refresh? That's a new and improved Italian BMT with new artisan Italian bread, new Black Forest ham, and new...
You got to refresh to be fresh.
Hold up. False start on the spokesperson. Save big. Order through the app.
Hulu has live TV? Hulu has live sports?
Well, yes. Hulu does have live sports.
Hulu has live dating shows.
With over 75 live channels.
Woo!
Flip like cable, stream like Hulu.
This Halloween, we could all use a treat. The goblins, the grandpas, the robots, and the giant pancakes. Because this year, the best house on the block is the International House of Pancakes.
I've got that blue sky. I've got that sunshine.
You know, if we take that wrapper back to the store, it can be recycled into other stuff.
But I want my wrapper to be a hang glider!
How about a park bench?
Dad, you need to think bigger.
Recycle your specially marked Crunchy Bar wrappers in store now.
Innovation usually looks something like this. But what if it didn't? What if it looked like a family truck that powers...
Did you upgrade your Windows to Windows 11?
Made extraordinary. Let's change what innovation looks like. From floating around in your own personal space capsule here to what we could build for all Americans down here.
Coach Prime, I think you got what it takes to wear the Aflac at style, charisma, and a smile. There's 21 out of 10. You know Aflac can help keep unexpected healthcare costs from ruining someone's finances. Check out this coverage.
Take that damn long to
Never lost it.
Yeah. You see that coverage? With that wingspan, I see why you got more rings than a cell phone.
There's always room for one more.
Yeah.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Aflac is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by the Eat Fresh Refresh at Subway and in part by Ford, built for America.
Homecoming in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, celebrating with a 14-point lead as we welcome you back to ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Subway. We were talking during the break. We all missed this last year.
It's just so good to have the fans back and the pageantry and the tradition.
Y'all hype over there on that sideline, but y'all better not let these folks come out here and score.
Big on that.
I know, right?
Doing all that.
Katie, who also loves ball.
I do, guys. I asked Jamison Williams, what's your greatest strength this week? And he said, obviously, I've got speed, but I think it's my mentality after the catch. And he's a force once he has the ball in his hands. Breaking tackles, beating guys downfield. Nick Saban says Williams has been fantastic outside of the occasional drop. He says he's created a lot of value for himself because of the way he's played this season. And apparently, his GPS mileage throughout a week of practice is off the charts. Bill O'Brien says he's never seen anything like it. And that's saying something considering the guys Bill O'Brien's been around.
Yeah, what a great addition to this offense with the vertical speed.
Now Tennessee and Will Anderson stymies that first play for Alabama to turn.
There you go.
Got him.
That's what we need, though. That's what we need right there. Will Anderson, like always.
Second and 9, Hendon Hooker down the middle for Tillman. That's a first down for Tennessee and a huge drive for the Balls.
Man, so impressed with Hendon Hooker's accuracy tonight. I mean, he has been very accurate, very decisive in some really tight windows against Alabama defense.
Tillman again. Hendon Hooker's dad, Allen, is a North Carolina A&T Hall of Famer. He was a MEAC champion quarterback. There is quarterbacking in his blood, Hendon Hooker, the transfer from Blacksburg.
Look at this.
Short set again. And this is stopped.
It don't matter if you let him get no run afterwards. He still getting the first down, Benny. You need to stop the first down.
I'd be impressed with how quickly Hendon Hooker's getting the ball in his hands.
With the offensive line troubles they've had, he almost has to. Anderson's coming again. Forced Hooker out of the pocket, and Hendon Hooker with a long step, and he got wrangled by Harris.
Yeah, let him run. Let him get about 7-8 yards. Don't matter, right?
We didn't know if he was going
to play. Just let him run.
This is a gutsy effort from
right
Hendon
side
Hooker.
field.
He has played his tail off against a defense that loves to get after the passer.
Down the sideline and incomplete. The pressure collapsed the pocket quickly. Anderson was in again with Turner, down to Turner, the freshman, and it's third down for Tennessee. Look, they haven't run for nearly anything
at all. Almost entirely one-dimensional. It's been mostly because of big plays that Tennessee's been able to create. Will be interesting to see this play call here for the Tennessee offense, because this part of the field, you could also go for it on fourth down. Might have 2 downs to get it if you don't pick it up here on 3rd and 4.
See if they give him the option to run. You see Anderson, look at his chops. Hooker throws it right to Alabama.
Wow. Wow.
That's Alabama right there. That's my team right there. Let's go. Let's go.
Hooker done fucked up and fucked around.
And just a miscommunication. Hendon Hooker's looking to his left. He's working an option route. The receiver can go right, he can go left, or he can sit it down. He's thinking he's going to sit it down. He breaks inside. And next thing you know, you have Alabama's corner, Jalen Armour Davis, right there waiting for it. Just not on the same page with Javonte Payton, and just a brutal, brutal air there for the Tennessee offense.
A crushing mistake. And a 47-yard return for Armour Davis. Young staggers out of the pocket. You see the agility to keep his feet with Butler charging at him, and it's second down.
Tell me what's going on with my offensive
that's a
line.
wave foul. Okay, no wonder.
Because my quarterback stay running for his life. So what's going on with my offensive line?
86 the last 93 games. You put that alongside 34 straight with at least 30 points, and there's a reason they're 57-2 in their last 59 home games.
And now turnover margin, the biggest indicator of success more often than not.
Bryce Young looks off Robinson, a lot of contact, and there's the marker. McCullough on Holden, and interference coming.
Pass interference, defense number 22. 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
And right here, as you see, McCullough Ball's thrown inside. Holden's trying to get to it. McCullough doesn't play the ball. That's
They're
an
gonna do
easy
all
call
that,
for the
huh?
official.
That's not my
And a
player.
good pass
I'll wait till
interference drawn there
Shame.
by a guy that hasn't had many opportunities in Trayshawn Holden.
Greg, that's the 12th penalty on Tennessee for 99 yards.
Yeah, just a lot of mistakes from the Volunteers tonight. Really come back to bite them.
Robinson saw the first man, made it miss, and he is rapping on the door not so gently at 2nd and goal.
Can't imagine Alabama does anything other than just hand it off here. I mean, with all the conversation the last few weeks about throwing it in this part of the field, they bring in the fullback, Robbie Oots. Would expect just power football from Alabama.
Give old Robbie a touch.
Give the fullback a bone. I'm always good for that.
Robinson instead, he is hugged and he is stopped. Robinson goes down. It's 3rd and goal, and he lost about a yard.
Tell you what, man, say what you want about Tennessee's depth and where this program's at, but for them right there, back against the wall, they will not give up. So much respect that they've gained here in the last few weeks. Right here, man. Just leaving it all on the field against one of the best teams in college football.
Third and goal, Alabama. Robinson wants a third. He is in.
Still got it now. Touchdown. That's what I like to see. Brian Robinson again. Oh boy, he eating.
A great job by the right side of that offensive line and Kendall Randolph, the big body tight end, who's right there at the point. He gets low, and that's exactly who Brian Robinson surges over the top of. It's a great job of holding up there by Tennessee there on the interior, but the big 300-pound tight end, Kendall Randolph, was the guy that was able to lead Brian Robinson into the end zone.
And a whistle before the extra point. Robinson out of Hillcrest High School here locally.
There's no foul for delay of game. We will have the try.
I like he went to the hat. He paused for a second, went to the hat to stabilize himself, and then got the rest out. Nicely done. Brian Robinson is now the Hillcrest High School Patriot, threatening to become the most famous Hillcrest High School alum. Battling with White Sox shortstop Tim Anderson, 2019 American League batting champ. It's a close race right now. Sorry, Tim. Under 9 to go, Alabama by 21.
How long you think they're going to be up there, number 2?
Welcome to Allstate, where we've just lowered our auto rates. And savings like that follow you everywhere. Now get new lower auto rates with Allstate. Because better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click or call for a lower auto rate today.
There's hot. Woo! That there's ghost pepper nugget hot. Fill the flame at BK with 8 pieces for just $1.49. Keep cool. Feel the fire with ghost pepper nuggets at BK. Your way, way spicier.
It took a while to get up here. We started out around 1959.
Then we took a hard left in East Africa.
A right at Baja. A 180 in the empty quarter. And that 65-degree incline at Hell's Revenge. A few million miles later, and voila. But we didn't do all that just to get here. We did it to give you a truck that'll take you anywhere. This is the new Nissan.
I need you to see.
Celebrate every kiss that led to this one. Get 20 to 40% off engagement, wedding, and anniversary rings at Kay.
Today, let's paint with New Bear Dynasty so that you can be proud of your walls.
Where's your furniture?
Oh, we thought it distracted from the new Bear Dynasty paint color. Let me take your coats.
Because Bear Dynasty only takes one coat.
Bear Dynasty.
Go ahead, pour your wine on it. What?
Stain repellent.
It's also scuff resistant. You're paying for that.
Introducing Bear Dynasty, the best of Bear, exclusively at the Home Depot.
Reggie Bush used to eat breakfast somewhere else. Then he tried Wendy's breakfast. Now we can't get rid of him.
Can you believe this breakfast croissant is only $1.99?
Yeah, Reggie. I put the sign up.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Welcome to a dark night at the shoe. You could just feel the intensity of this rivalry.
Top 10 showdown on Saturday night.
Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff sit down to break down their blockbuster trade Sunday NFL Countdown tomorrow. And then you got Moss as well. You didn't, but you will. 10 a.m. Eastern time on ESPN. An outstanding atmosphere in Tuscaloosa once again. Robinson, 3 touchdowns on the ground for Bama. The lead is 21 for the Crimson Tide.
Let's take a look at tonight's fighting spirit moment, brought to you by Modelo. Nick Saban, frustrated with his quarterback. Got to see the shot clock, man. You can't continue to take delay of games. Well, did he respond by throwing a perfect pass to Jamison Williams over the top? And then Brian Robinson does the dirty work. There, gets the carry, turn it in the next series, and Jalen Armour-Davis takes advantage of the miscommunication between Hendon Hooker and his wide receiver. Bama pays it off a few plays later. Just a very good sequence there for the Crimson Tide, both offensively and defensively.
Jabari Small drops it. That was close to a backward pass. It is forward and incomplete. Nick Saban, when he was yelling there, did not look like he had the serenity of when he sits in his living room and watches the Weather Channel every morning, which he told us he does routinely to check up on all of his coaching friends, see what the weather's like.
And I never knew that until this week, believe it or not.
Every morning, coffee, Weather Channel.
And Little Debbie cookies.
And yeah, that's right. Hendon Hooker climbing the pocket. Uncorks a deep ball into double coverage and some hand fighting, but incomplete for Javonte Payton. And a third down really for the game here for Tennessee to stay alive.
Gotta have a situation, obviously.
Yes, you want to have.
I don't know if at this point of the field you can justify going for it on 4th down, but that's definitely a thought that would probably cross Josh Heupel's mind if they're unsuccessful here on 3rd and 10.
Tennessee 2 for 11 on 3rd down. Quick hitter,
just go around the corner. Almost took food stamps. God damn.
Space. A lot of gridlock there. Armour-Davis.
I mean, they sell shit like hot dogs and
on the last possession,
crackers, you know, shit like that.
Tennessee.
Looks like Heupel, the punt team, is over there waiting to go out on the field, but it looks like
you might as well, right?
Might as well. I think you almost have to. I mean, if you punt it, you're essentially conceding that the game is over. I'm good with the decision.
Yeah, what does it matter if you lose by 21 or 28? 4th down. Anderson. And down he goes. Harris got the hit, but Will Anderson changed the decision-making of Hendon Hooker coming around the corner.
It's been so impressive
7 minutes left.
to watch Will Anderson the last few weeks. I mean, he has been unstoppable. You ask anyone in that building where Alabama practices every day, say, who's the hardest worker? They say Will Anderson. Who's the best player? Might be a 50-50 tie, Will Anderson and Bryce Young, but Will Anderson making his presence felt as Bama's knocking on the door of a W.
Something like that. Who wants you to bring that up?
I remember the extra ranch.
Good. How'd everything else go?
What else?
Picking our child up?
Cool. I will be right back.
You know you want that sauced and tossed Wingstop. And now try it on crispy thighs.
America! After the past year-ish, everyone deserves something new. So, AT&T is giving everyone our best deals on every iPhone, including the iPhone 13 Pro with its amazing camera, like everyone that worked from home or welcomed a new family member.
There are the dogs.
Our deals are for everyone.
It's not complicated. AT&T is giving new and existing customers our best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off the Epic iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Pro.
If Mark, Mr. Cartoon Machado, didn't have the fighting spirit to draw out his passion, he never would have turned chrome into a canvas. If he let a lack of tools stop him, he never would have started tattooing using a homemade machine. And if he listened to those who said you need an art degree, he never would have perfected the street look that made him a street legend. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
My baby, no. Hands to the sky, holding my nation. Hands to the sky, my.
I thought that was you for a minute singing, girl. Yeah. I was like, damn, where'd she get that from? I had to pause from. I had to say, what?
As a DJ, I know all about customization. That's why I love Liberty Mutual. They customize my car insurance, so I only pay for what I need.
How about a throwback?
You got it.
I'll settle for something I can dance to.
Vanilla.
Only pay for what you need.
Competition for this house is fierce.
Relax. You got a team to help you out. Huddle up. You have a home buying edge. A verified approval from Rocket Mortgage verifies your income, credit, and assets all up front, putting you ahead of a regular pre-approval and letting sellers know you're serious.
Let's do this.
Brilliant.
When you need a competitive edge in a crowded market, Rocket can.
That duck is fired up.
Today's challenge, 3 toppings for just $10.
Mine has ham, pineapple, and bacon.
You just took me on a trip. Am I a pineapple person now? I'm a pineapple person now. Create yours only at Pizza Hut.
That pizza look good right now.
Pizza's the Hut.
Shirts are optional. The crowd tonight in Tuscaloosa. Victory cigars are no longer optional. A major part of this rivalry, and too much so for
There they
Tennessee
go, firing
fans
it
in
up.
recent years. But the cigars are out with Alabama up by 21. As we go to the studio, and Matt Berry, no smoking, please.
Yeah, I can't smoke here on campus. At least I don't think you can. Notre Dame, USC. ND was in control. Trojans fight back, but the Irish have the ball in Trojans territory, looking to put this thing away late.
Matt, thank you very much.
Yeah, they did.
Just an amazing atmosphere again tonight in Tuscaloosa. Alabama by 21.
Chick-fil-A get their free
Where does this rank in terms of crowds that you've been around? Like, if somebody was here for the first time, what would you say 1 to 10 this crowd is tonight?
It's pretty good, man. They have been into it. They've had an impact on the game with some of the pre-snap penalties. The Tennessee's suffered. It's really
Bama got to eat that
impressive.
clock up.
They already got their cigars out.
Of course.
They already ready.
The LED lights and just the energy.
They want to go.
Changed an
Y'all
awful
still got
lot,
too much
but it
time in
is.
the game. You putting out
A lot
cigars.
of people think it's the mecca of college football, and understandably so.
Man,
I mean,
Bama
it's
got this
just-
locked up,
it's a
man. You
special
don't
place.
you don't
It should
trust
be
your
on everyone's
boys?
bucket list. If you're a diehard college football fan, or if you just love sports.
Tennessee has 24. They should not.
Robinson again, and he is bottled up. Katie, what's it like down on the field there?
Yeah, it's been awesome. And I had a chance, guys, to go to Alabama's practice on Thursday. And when I walked in, they were blaring crowd noise. And I remember thinking,
Look,
gosh,
Eli Manning,
you know, when are they going to
Jersey
turn it off?
retired
This is
down
so
there
loud. But
in
Nick Saban runs it from start
Ole
to
Miss.
finish. And I now understand why, because it's been so incredibly loud, especially on third down situations. I've been very impressed by this fan base. I love the light show in between quarters. Greg, I don't know if they did that when you were here. I'm not sure if your phones had lights on it or
We
not.
didn't have. Oh wow, that's tough. That's tough. We didn't have LEDs. I don't think at that point.
Zing.
I'm not even sure we had high definition television at that point either.
That's a top flight burn from Katie downstairs. Katie, are you smelling the cigar smoke down there? Look at all of it.
I am, and it's starting to get a little hazy. My dad's a cigar guy, so this is bringing back a lot of memories from my childhood. It's pretty awesome.
I do think that Nick Saban probably looking around saying, "Why are you guys smoking? The game's not overs, not zeros." I bet he's losing it a little bit. Game's not over. So much cigar away.
Do you know you do that impersonation, or did you
do a very good one?
Reveal that to him right there.
Go! Touchdown!
Maybe.
Alabama!
He's okay with it. Touchdown.
Need them guys wide open.
Through the haze. Of the
God.
John Mechie, a 19-yard touchdown.
Touchdown. For the Alabama Crimson Tide.
And that right there is the result of a team on defense that has played about 1 million plays today. That was the 88th offensive snap for Alabama.
What?
What happened?
And you can see the fatigue setting in for Tennessee. Great job by Mechie on the shallow cross. Nice accurate throw from Bryce Young. And Bama finds the end zone yet again.
That sealed it. It's a done deal.
Bryce Young told us
This
when
game
his
is a done
receivers
deal.
are catching and running, typically he's just there smiling in the backfield and enjoying it. Here's his reaction.
You want to sit here and act like Alabama?
English?
Want to run my pressure up.
Not much smile, though.
You know.
I mean,
the same guy every time. It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, that was that sports fans got to get that pressure ran up one time or
California to
another.
the Birmingham area.
Got to.
Got to be so proud of that young man. And just
Them started
visiting
like a
with him, I
recruiter a
think
couple
what's
weeks ago, and I
most
want to
impressive
be
is just how much
I want to be able to take
he already is. I mean, Bill O'Brien comes
I
from
was
the
like
NFL.
to
This guy's a pro.
shut down all
This guy knows
social
how to
media.
prepare. He knows
And
how to
then you do the show on Tuesday. And then you might just only come back with a show or register anything else.
In our meeting, I asked Bryce Young
Before we got dragged.
a good Bryce Young impression would be.
Right.
And he doesn't have any distinct things that he does on the football field with his face. He's so stoic. He said, I guess you just have to have like a higher pitched voice. We got all these guys with low voices on the team other than the upper register, but man,
You got some, you got
I mean, you can tell
you got some
he grew
breathing
up
room right
watching
now.
guys
Your
like
pressure
Aaron
back to
Rodgers, and
normal.
he's got
You're all right.
Yeah, I'm not stable now.
He does. And I've just been.
My heart okay.
You knew he was going to
You know,
be
I don't see
talented.
spots
There's no
anymore.
surprise there. I mean, you come in with
says
that
see
type
spots.
of pedigree.
You know,
Alabama
I
has
don't
done a
feel
great job
real
recruiting
hot.
every
I feel
position.
like I'm
The
about to
quarterback's
pass
no
out.
different. I mean, he has
I'm
remarkable
good.
skill set.
What
But
that
what
crown
you
looking
can't
like?
teach is his maturity, how he handles and approaches the game, how he respects the game, how he respects
He
the
said he on
opponent.
Highway 8.
I mean, that is a difficult thing to measure, and my goodness, does he have it.
His dad, Craig, was a guy who told him at a very young age, we talked about it a little bit, he was so much more athletic than some of the young kids. He said, Bryce, you can't always just run the ball because it's always going to be there. You have to learn how to be a passer. And so now it's so interesting. He shows up at Alabama and people are saying, well, you got to run the ball more.
He takes coaching. Another thing he does very well from his dad, of course. I mean, he's just a joy to watch, and he's a joy to cover. I mean, there's a lot of guys that you come across in this industry, and you get to meet a lot of really cool people. And you know, he has been a real treat here in the first 2 months of the season. He's been better than I thought he'd be. Great. He's better than I thought he'd be. It's really remarkable.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Right.
I thought he'd be great. I didn't think he'd be this great.
What's better than you expected, Greg?
His ability to get the ball out so fast. His feel in the pocket when the pressure's coming.
Oh, he's a number 5 recruit.
I mean, a lot of
What?
guys, they don't even want to acknowledge weaknesses. Well, he knows where his protection is weak.
You're not that guy.
Did you want to acknowledge your weaknesses?
I had too many to acknowledge. But when you really think about it, I mean, some guys,
You know,
especially young
you got to be
players, they want to beat
exceptional
blitzes with
quarterback.
athleticism. He
Yeah,
doesn't.
man.
He wants to hang in
All
there,
other
buy
positions would be
time,
mediocre.
knows he might get
Not
hit, but he
quarterback.
delivers the football. That's something you don't know until he's actually facing live bullets, and he didn't do that until he was facing Miami earlier this year. And he's I think he's just way ahead of schedule with his development.
Heisman candidate, certainly.
Yes, absolutely. Any list without him on it is a
We
list
got
with no
Pyro
credibility.
watching football.
You could argue that Will Anderson should be on the list, too. There he is.
Pyro, when you going to the Raiders game?
Fourth down. They've had some greats come through here defensively, including the University of Alabama, the National Football Foundation, and the College Football Hall of Fame today honored E.J. Jr. with a NFF Hall of Fame on-campus salute. Former Tide defender became the 19th Crimson Tide player in the College Football Hall of Fame. Junior, three-time All-SEC pick, and the Tide went 44-4 with him on.
We appreciate your views.
Yes, sir, Pirate.
For Tennessee.
But you talk stuff about me, bro.
Alabama will get it back. But it looks like fireworks went off here with all the haze, but it's cigar smoke. All right, 2.5 to go. Who's your coach of the year in the SEC right now?
It's tough because there's been a lot of teams that have overperformed. And frankly, if Tennessee would have pulled it off tonight, we would have had to scratch this. But if you look at Georgia, based on where they're at right now, they're 7-0. Preseason expected them to be at 6-1 at this point. He, of course, is the leader in the clubhouse, followed closely by Mark Stoops. CFPI thought they'd be 4-3. They're 6-1 with some very notable victories. And how about Brian Harsin? I know a lot of people still a little bit, I don't know, we'll see. But my goodness, he's taken a team that's razor thin and played extremely well. And then, of course, Lane Kiffin with what they've done up to this point. Hard to keep him off your short list as well.
Jousting LSU today. Trey Sanders has come into the game.
Oh, they can put another quarterback
for
in.
Alabama.
Nice.
And second down coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you pick? I mean, who's your pick? We just showed everybody. Who's your pick? Take one.
At this point, I would have to go with Kirby Smart. I mean, he's undefeated, and the team right now is playing better than anybody in college football. Not just offensively, but defensively as well. And, by the way, one thing that the other teams have not had to deal with, he hasn't had a starting quarterback. I mean, he's had Stetson Bennett out there, who's a good player, a solid player. But you lose JT Daniels early in the year, who you thought was going to be your bread and butter, and yet the team is still just as good as you ever thought they'd be.
Number 45.
It's been remarkable to watch Kirby Smart.
You see him?
What matters most to you, Greg?
Probably
He's like a
overperforming
rag doll
expectations.
down there.
And you thought and wondered with Georgia more
He
specifically.
got all of it.
They've been great on defense for a long time. They're still great on defense. We know that. They have excellent personnel. He's been tenacious on the recruiting trail. But now the offense is really starting to complement that defense, being able to run the ball, being able to throw the ball, being able to create big plays. And he did so with the supporting cast at wide receiver that not a lot of people knew a whole lot about. So I think he's been excellent. And then I think also, too, Kentucky, if you don't consider what Mark Stoops has done, went out, made a great hire at Liam Cohen in the offseason, the offensive coordinator. And look at the results. They've been excellent as well.
Sanders came back from that awful car accident and scored a touchdown in the Miami game. First down, Alabama. Here comes the roar of the crowd. Nick Saban was apoplectic at points tonight and really frustrated on and off that headset, but now he's clapping through the victory cigar smoke, and Alabama is going to go to 7-1. But they came back from Tennessee in this rivalry.
They did, and I think if you don't acknowledge the improvement from Tennessee, you're doing that staff a real disservice, man. Round of applause for Tennessee and the players. They played their hearts out tonight. Now, the final score indicates a one-sided defeat. It was not that. Alabama got away late. Tennessee played so incredibly hard.
All she wrote, fat lady, she was humming. Now she's singing.
Yes,
Even
sir.
so, 15 straight in the series. Alabama beats Tennessee 52-24.
I know what it's time.
Final thoughts?
Just an impressive
They had you shaking for a
performance.
minute.
This is an ideal setup for Nick Saban. He goes into the bye week with about 1 million coachable moments in this game. So he'll be able to work on those throughout next week and get this team ready for
Alabama
the
wins the game, 52.
Yeah, that's all that counts.
Tuscaloosa final.
What?
Y'all know that means it's time for a cigar. Yes.
There ain't no damn cigar, goddammit.
Cigar. Cigar. You gotta light it up when Alabama win against Tennessee.
That look like something else.
Look like what? What it look like? All right. That's
we
it for
live.
us. We'll see y'all later. Tuesday. Like, share, and subscribe.
Double peace, 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 peace.
Like to see y'all for 2 minutes.